Hello, welcome to breathing. Today we're going to be doing some meditations that I think are going to help everybody out um, in a unique uh, and elemental way. Um, I think it'll be good for inner peace, um, which is different from outer peace. Um, but I think that doing taught meditation with intent and then limits, um, I think is good for growth and for spiritual and mental um, exercise. Uh, I think that it helps with the multidimensional um, world that we're in today. Um, and for me, it gets me what I want, which is teaching. I want to see people do this particular, but there's some other stuff. But it took a while, so don't think that it was just. But so we're gonna do what is probably the most popular. Would be power. We're gonna do power first, and then we're gonna do sight, and then we're gonna do calm, which is sight and calm. Calm is quiet. You sing a song to yourself, and they're all songs. The letters add up to a song, but um, calm is calm, and it's great. It's 100%. But calm can be a source. You can go to calm and then exist from calm. So that's what I'm saying. It's another dimension. It's a few other things, but so you breathe in and you say a song. You say, okay, the song. We'll just do calm first. Uh, calm. And this is a song that I just came up with because I'm pretty into my study, but if I could say I understand what it means, then I would be just leading you on, and I'm not worried about leading you on if that's where I'm going, because it's like, okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with you dealing. Okay, but uh, these calm songs, they're like, if you're I was thinking, I was reading a magazine, and like, if you're starting a neighborhood, like, what are we gonna do? Um, like, and then you would just. So it is a little sudden, but if you've been really thinking about something for a long time, and we have meditation to get you to where you're like itching on perfect, like you're tweaking, and then you get what you want, because it's really simple most of the time, and people are willing to help you. If you're saying that you got something that's about to make this world absolutely perfect, people are going to be like, okay, let's do it. If you're talking about a nice place, let's do it. So the one I have written down is you breathe in, and then you breathe out. which is a power chant. You'll find that later. Um, so to me, it sounds like Jin Li Su Oh Ho Mi Li Ah Oh Oh Lu and then because I guess if you were to ask me a very personal question, I would say I would finish that with an out, and that says a lot about me, breathing out. But so in my mind, that was an open-ended chant, which is very receptive to the world. It's an active state. Um, Not that other states are passive, even, they're neutral. Um, but so that's calm, and then we'll do power. Power, it's probably been talked about the most throughout history, because you can get into sun worshipping. And I think that all the wise sayers and seers know that just zero before one, we have people that think very hard about what the signs mean and what is going on. But worshiping became almost a bad word. And I think it's in perspective for people that worship, and it's in grasp for people that are serious about wanting to get down with a good old day of worship. But this is one I like to establish an altar. So either like put a blanket on the ground and face the sun if you can, or face the moon, or so the moon is like a great percentage of everything that brought you up to this point. So it's positive, it's enlightened, it's fun, it's the best, it's what you want, it's what you need, it's everything that brought you up to this point. But the sun is like, if you were to look at that and then say, all of those are what we're looking at, they're offshoots. All of those stuff, they're kids. We're looking at a bigger version of that. So it's like, that's the sun. And then the stars, they have either a pull or a push on us. But I would say that it is a math equation or a zodiac equation to figure out what happens, how far away, or like, because I think it's the space in the world is gas, and somehow water is a gas, and we're actually not gas. Waste, I think everything's kind of going down, but like, so we're not going down. You get it? So like, we're the hope of like we can Morse code the aliens that we're talking to right now. I swear we're talking to aliens, really. And like just control, like, because it's like one person throws a rock in the lake, a little kid throws a rock in the lake, and it's like that's a ripple, that's tight for something, like. So that's kind of the hope that I come with. uh, that's one man can change the world to me. uh, so that was before we got into power. um, So I think power is, you can do it with your hands when you're meditating, but it's touching high. So the sun is what you're aligning to. So that's what you're saying is high. So it might be that there's something in your body that is saying, this is it. Like it's time to give up. Like, but it's like, it's very much like I'm doing it because of it's doing everything, so I guess it's time to give up. And then you're giving up. You're giving up to the higher source. And it's not that it is anything, it's that you feel the power and you are the power. So you are that moment that you're missing because it's everything. You're missing a lot of that moment, but you are that moment, so it leads you. And that's what, that's where I think the power comes from if I were to tell a student. And then you have body alignment, where it's breathing again. But this is my first power chant that I came up with. And really, if I would have done it more, I was good for like, me, I don't even meditate that much. It's just like, it's so obvious to me, but it's, so this is what you do. You write here for the beginning of the breath. And then, oh, new breath. And then, and this is supposed to mean repeat, but it really means, like, feel it out. So that's just for like you might, I don't know, it's just really like, am I talking to a beginner that hasn't done it before, and do I have to worry about like if you're just gonna be like obsessing on something? And then we have our next kind, which is sight, and sight's kind of like console. So as your teacher, the chants usually, if they're not balanced, they're completion linear, so they kind of make sense, but they might have you doing some funky stuff out there. And that's one of the things that I'm concerned about, is one teacher going viral, and everybody's doing like just this funky, kind of the same funky stuff. But so this is console, and it's a good one. E M O A E E and Bitcoin. Bitcoin stuck out in my mind. I think it's time to get down and dirty with your finances. But you got to remember, that's the concert. That's the lifestyle that you like living. And it's not that you're going to lose money, it's you're going to lose time. And you can't go out and be like, I want the world right now. Everybody's going to be like, whoa, this guy must be doing Bitcoin because we're working on some 12-hour shifts, you know? Shit. So, so that one was. Site. Unless you can do that, and the world's like, hey man, let me get in on that Bitcoin bit you're talking about. I can get down with that. I can actually see the world being like, let's do that. Let's get hardcore on that. I pretty much own this place. And when you're thinking 3 M's, you're thinking it is pretty serious. I'm trying to get the space of 3 letters, but also in line with the rhythm of my heart, of your heartbeat's rhythm. So as the song progresses, where are you supposed to be to fulfill your destiny as your true self? And this is what you do when you start meditating, is you start messing with your true self, you start asking questions, and you start fulfilling goals and challenges, and you're like, well, what the fuck, dude? I'm supposed to be great. Like, I'm about to do something, like, real awesome. If this is what everybody's like, you know, if everybody's great, I'm okay. But this is a few, chants, and I hope that you like them. Gently so, me and so it's supposed to be. but and then you can really get into these types of um, chants with um, well, it's important to, okay, if we're gonna start, some common letters that I like to do are is A, and A for me, it's all different. I'll write them out and then I'll tell you about them. Okay. So is um, A is for me it's a nice. If you can see all of these are just a few sounds. Few sounds. But A is like be nice. Like I guess if I, as a teacher, were to say what does the sound of um, A is like a field that produces. It's like a round, an oblong. It's like an oblong round shape, and then O is a power chant that is pretty simple in the idea that it doesn't sound in the front like in the back, in the front and the back, and in the middle they all sound the same. It's like a 3-letter word, like a 3-letter letter. It's like O. Unless you want to be like a 5, that would be like a 7-letter letter if you wanted to go that deep. Which people have apparently. I found out that A comes before O and and so it's like you know. And for me, I'll just tell you the point whenever you switch from the pronunciation of the O, like if it's like O, you hear that? Like when it switches to the you're like the like it's just very important to me and very special, and I just hold each of them very closely to me. And it's like a test, and I fail the test every time, but I just like love it. Like I just think like we could be so much more. Like talking to myself, like with my chants, the love in my chants, the sex of my chants. Until I have other people that like I can, unless I get like followers. But, is well, to me, I had a dream that the Wi-Fi was from Omi. It said OMI, and I looked it up, and I think in Arabic it means mother. So, going off a dream, I think that is a female, kind of, um, like past and present, and then Omi is kind of like our future. Is like, be bold, because if you are, then the whole world is gonna kind of, it's like that's order. Is like, we all love each other in like the same way. So it's like real crazy, right? It's like, no, it's not crazy. It's just like a good idea. So we just need somebody to say. Um, um is it's down here. A's in your head. A, so it's like right here in your forehead, and then your forehead is connected like to the back of your head, but through a different way. It's connected through the side of your head, and then like your face. And so it's like there's like 5 connections stemming from your forehead, um, or at least that's a big force in each of those connections. And then E, which E is I think like the most relatable in the whole alphabet of America. So like if you see it, you might kind of like expect to see it out, and like that's kind of like reality, as opposed to like um, I think there's like 3 realities. There's like one reality with like stars, and then there's the under reality with like some stars and um, like an enlightened point of view, and then there's like an under reality, or there's like a separate reality where it's like you don't have to learn any of that. Trust me. So like try to find yourself like probably like able to be in this first reality of you don't need it, and we got your back. I mean, everybody, they gotta have your back, and you gotta have their back. You don't have to, but it's just like that kind of helps the line along. Um, but it's probably good to be like, this is, because it's not a check. It's just like I'm checking in, and if you're in, then what you say is really important. It's kind of like all of the first 2 worlds are the old world, because like I'll tell you, I'm trying to do stuff, and I'm at least like 10 people. Like really, if you wanted to put me on the paper, I'd be at least like 20 people, 30 people. I feel like I'm just trying to do so much, and it's like that doesn't relate, and it's like it does, but like so it's like, but I'm not worried about me. And then is like, um, well, H is open, so the way it's is a prefix of, um, so it's like accented. It's like, but is such a powerful, to me, it's such a powerful sound that it's very specific the way that I say A. So, A open with an H. It's just like, ah. And then it's like, I'm reflecting, because that you can reflect on your own chants while you're doing them. That's what I do. Or you can get somebody to record it with you and then go over it with them once. And then that's what I'm trying to do. I think that people should do that, and I think I should do that with people. Um, but you can kind of be like, man, I sounded stressed out. And then the way the chant is, it gives you place to be. It gives you opportunity. It gives you greatness. Like, So you get to see yourself and you get to get all these experiences. So it's only positive, but there's so much work done along the way that it's like you should really do it. So and then t t is like a very quick, relatively, like A is like this big and T is like this big. So it's like a birthday party. It's like a very impactful kiss. I call it a kiss because you share a moment, and I think that there's something, I don't know, but even if you don't share a moment with somebody, whenever you hear T, it's like that's a pretty impactful moment relatively. And then the next one is me, which is most of the time I think pretty much like I'm asking, when I use me, I'm asking a higher source like for guidance. But that will change. M to me is rounded. I guess you could say that there's something to be made from the sounds of this, but la, la like love, la is open, and then A is like, so it's like it's like, do I care? No, it's like yeah, it's like, do I care? It's like, I don't know. That might sound bad, but I think to us that's like, yeah, man, we get it. Like, let's do it. Like, fuck. But and then is in my stomach. Yeah, I guess I said it again, but well, it came to be something else for me. So I think that's important to note that these letters can mean different things on top of each other. I think it's all compiling like math. And it's just like, how positive is the impact on you? Because like you can I mean, I don't know, I'd like to help everybody out, but so this is the first start of letters. That's what these are called. And then you define the letters to yourself. Or you could have sex with someone else. And then these are my usual actions and counsel. And then if you want to go to step 2, you do a yoga pose. And then you eventually get to a song from kind of changing definition to what your body is calling. Definition to what your body is calling. Um, there it is. And then you have a routine, and I think eventually you're looking for unity. You unify your body on an elevated plane. Um, and that's the practice, but it's gonna help. It's gonna help at work. It's gonna help at home. It's gonna help at retirement. It's gonna help. Um, it's just a good thing to know how to do. So, welcome everybody. Sorry if I seem unclear. Um, it's tough out there trying to make it on being an influencer. If it's like you're stopped, so stop and check this out. And I guess I should. Okay. Alright, thanks.